Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm Sophia Lucia with Garden State, Sophia Lucia Parola with Garden State Film Festival. I do have a last name. And this year is the 22nd annual Garden State Film Festival in Asbury Park, New Jersey and Cranford, New Jersey. You can check out over 200 films from 14 countries, all various types of films. And it'll be March 21st through March 24th. And one of the films you can check out is this awesome feature film called Last Known Location. Here to talk to me about the film are some of the amazing artists who are involved in making it. Hello, and thank you for joining me.
Hello.
Hi. How are you both?
Good.
Doing good.
Doing great.
Doing good.
Amazing. It's so good to see you guys. I don't know if you guys can tell how excited I am. I'm a huge fan of these artists here, and I'm really excited to talk about this film particularly because I was in it as well. So it's going to be a really fun interview. But before we get into it, can you both introduce yourselves and the titles in the film?
Yes. So I'm Danny Donnelly, and I am the director, producer, editor, kind of did mostly everything except for shooting of Last Known Location. Sorry.
He's responsible for a lot of things, so he's just got a checklist. Them all.
Right.
I'm Amy Teresa, and I am the writer of Last Known Location, and I play the role of Callie in the film. And I also co-produced this with Danny, and yeah, we did a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
Yeah, you guys did a lot of stuff, front of the scenes, behind the scenes, lots of stuff. We have a lot to talk about right now, but we don't got that much time, so let's get right into it. First, Amy, as the writer, or Danny, as the director, tell us about Last Known Location.
Amy, go.
Sure. So Last Known Location is a film that is about three women, and they're all really different women from a lot of different from three different circumstances. It's kind of a group of people that you wouldn't ever really expect to see in the same spot. And they have been captured and are being held. And it's about kind of their story of how they survived that ordeal. And they sort of find out that they really need to rely on each other in order to overcome the situation. So that's kind of the story in a nutshell.
Beautiful synopsis. Sad, but beautiful. And I know that we even see in the title, this is based on true events, right?
Yes. So this,
the inspiration for writing.
Is loosely based. So it's based on true events, but it's not necessarily accurate. I didn't take anyone's actual circumstance. It's inspired.
Right.
So there are cases throughout the United States where people have been abducted, but there was one that sort of struck me a few years ago. There was a situation in Ohio where a man had held three girls against their will, but they've been living with him for like 10 years. And one of them managed to escape. And it was all over the news. And I just remember just kind of the shock of that, because it was in like a regular neighborhood, and this individual was like a regular person who knew people in his neighborhood and had people over to the house, and no one ever knew. So that just struck me that could happen. So that sort of kind of got the ball rolling for me and inspired me to start writing. And it actually started off as a short, and then it turned into a feature. It took me probably like 6 years to write.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, question for both of you. Amy, was this the first time you've ever written a feature? And Danny, is this the first time you've directed a feature?
Yeah, so this is the first feature film I've ever written. I did write a short comedy called Something Borrowed a few years ago, and then I wrote a short film called Souls in the Hill, which was more than several years ago now. So I've written, and I also just wrote Woman in the Room, which is also in the Garden State Film Festival.
Yes, that Danny was DP on, right?
Yeah, director and DP and editor.
Oh my gosh, I did not know you wrote that, Amy. Look at you guys doing the festival by storm. Okay. And Danny, what about you? Is this the first time you directed a feature?
Yes, it's my first feature film that I directed. I've directed a few short films, including now also the Woman in the Room, which is playing the same day before Last Night on Location. So very exciting at the Garden State Film Festival. So yes, this is the first feature film that I directed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Danny, what made you want to direct Last Night on Location? What really attracted you to the project?
Amy's writing. So when Amy first told me the story, and even the short film version that she had, I knew that hopefully she would want me to direct it, because like once I started reading her writing, the wheels start turning. I start seeing the story. I'm seeing how we can totally take it from paper and put it on the screen. And then when she started going into the feature territory, it's like, oh, and we had discussions about it in order to like make it into a full-length film and everything. You know, being part of that process and listening to her ideas, I was like, oh, I definitely need to direct this, and I want this totally to be my first feature film I direct. I wanted to direct a feature. I wanted to take that on, and I'm very happy that she trusted me to do so, and to do that. And yeah, I was pretty confident that I could do it. So.
And Amy, why did you trust this man over here to direct this film? I mean, it's such a heavy topic. Obviously, it stars 3 women. So why did you think Danny was right for the job?
Yeah, so I actually considered for a brief moment like attempting to direct it myself, and I think that it was a big responsibility to do that, and I knew I wanted to play a part too. Like that was kind of one of the reasons too. I wanted to write a part and play it, so I didn't think that I didn't think that would be good for me to try to do both of those things with my first feature film. So I know Danny's work. I have, we are actually married, so
Our couple. Okay.
I know him very well. And we've not only like been together for a while, but we've also worked together for a while. And I know that he would take my suggestions too. I know I could trust him with what I really wanted to accomplish. And I also knew that he would be able to see what I was writing. And as he was talking through it, I could tell that it would just, he knew what he was doing. I mean, he's very creative, and he sees, he's got great vision. So I knew he could just take this to be a wonderful piece. And I'm really proud of it.
Absolutely. And speaking of, choosing someone you trust and you've worked with before, I know that I met you guys on another production, The Arrangement, which also was at Garden State Film Festival, Andrew Hunsaker and Jake Hunsaker. A lot of the people in this film, I know you guys have worked with before. It's a collaboration, a lot of people you trust. So talk to me about finding the crew and the cast and how that came together.
Yeah. Well, so yes, we do work frequently with people that we've already worked with. So, Jennifer MK, she was also in The Arrangement. She was, I guess, involved early on because as I wrote these different drafts, she would read them and sort of ask me questions and, throw a suggestion, say she saw, what about this? And that would sort of inspire me to write even more. So I had a couple of moments with her, like we would have like workshop sessions, and she kind of really helped me push it to be like the feature. So I knew she approached me about the character of Marley, and I was like, yeah, I think that would be great. Let's do it. And she did a terrific job. And then I know Danny from, Brian is our cinematographer.
Yeah, and Brian was a cinematographer on The Arrangement, and Brian and we go back over 15 years now. I was his lead actor in his first feature film ever that he did way back. And yeah, we've been friends ever since. So, I mean, he's always my go-to for cinematography and stuff. So, yeah, we knew Brian, and then our crew is the same couple of people who wear many hats. We have Tyler and Gina, and then we have our sound guy Chris Pateko, who
all great people, so amazing working together too.
So I'm trying to think about Dave Kapler and James McMonagle, and I'm trying to think of all of our core group of friends who wear many different hats, who are always there. We're all there just to tell a story. There's really no egos on set. You've been on our sets. It's kind of pretty chill. I mean, we make a dramatic film, but we have a good time at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times, like when I was editing, like before the takes, you know, everyone's talking and joking and stuff, and then it's like, all right, camera's up, and it gets so quiet.
Yeah.
And everyone gets focused and everyone's there to do their best work. And then we call action, and then like there's magic happening. We call cut, and everyone's like, whoo, you know, we take a relief. Everyone starts joking again, and we keep it moving. And it's like, it should be fun to make a film. I think it should be it should be fun to make a film with your friends.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't have to be so horrible, or like have to be so dramatic. You know, I think you can have fun making a drama. So,
I mean, that leads me to my next question. I mean, this is a drama. It obviously is heavy and tragic in a lot of ways, and just it's a big story. It's something big to take on, and you guys are making a feature. What was important when directing this, Danny? Like for you to, what was important when directing this story in particular? Anything you can,
well, to always stay true to the message that Amy provided in the script. So there's a lot of subtext in the script. I'll let Amy always go and talk more about that in terms of women and what women face today, and what women face dealing with men like me. I mean, I'm not like me. I'm kidding. Not me.
No, you're a great guy, Danny. Not like you.
I'm just saying, like, you know, the issues that women face, you know, and today, and there was, I wanted to stay true to that and make sure that, you know, that I took care with those moments. You know, that there's a lot of moments in the film where there's like dramatic stuff happening, but there's also sweet stuff happening, you know, and then there's these quiet moments where you're really invested in the characters and what they're saying and their stories that they're telling. I really wanted to make sure that we sit with them when like those scenes happen. Like it's I wanted to really get close with the camera and really be intimate in those scenes. And I knew, you know, the biggest thing was the balance, honestly, between the light and the dark of this film, which, you know, I really took care of and was kind of detailed about. So
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Amy, for you, I mean, you wrote this whole film, but specifically these characters, the three women that we follow, you play one of them. What was it like playing a character you wrote and just creating the full life of these women? So much of it that we don't even see, you know, in this film, but it is there. What's it like writing these women and then playing one of them?
So it's interesting because when I wrote this, I knew I wanted it to be three women. I knew I wanted them to be really just different people. Like I said, people you wouldn't necessarily think would hang out together. And I wrote the characters out. I wrote detailed like character descriptions first. Like that was the first thing I did. Like, who are they?
Wow.
And then when I was writing it, I pictured completely different people. Like I didn't picture myself in it. I had someone in mind for Danae's character, and I had a different vision for Marley. I just had different things in my head. Not just because I think when you're writing, it kind of helps I sort of watch it play out, I think. So then after we were ready and I was looking to cast, you know, things sort of changed a little bit because I wanted to play a part, and I knew that Jen could be Marley, and I had an idea for someone to play Danae, and then that didn't work out. So it was such a wonderful both Danny and Jen were like, Sophia.
Which was insane. I didn't know. Reading the character, I was like, how did you think about this for me? And then it ended up being an amazing role.
And you did so well. You were amazing in it. So it was wonderful to have you and watch you work, because it was, you never really know when you're writing watching someone else say the things that you wrote for them to say, and just what's going to change about that. And it's so interesting to watch, and it was so exciting to see. And I get so excited watching it. So
and playing Callie, I mean, did you find that? I mean, you wrote this character, but playing her, did you find that it was like, what? Did you discover things while playing with her that you didn't even think of while you were writing her?
I did. I feel like I had to switch gears a little bit and stop, you know, trying to, you know, match an idea that it was in my head, but play that instead and try to make her as real as I could. And it's like a little bit of a separation. But it was really, it was really exciting to do that, to write something and then play it.
Right.
So
I mean, I could talk to you guys all day. There's so many more questions I had for you guys that I really didn't even ask, but we covered a lot. But I definitely want to ask you guys, what does this film mean to you, and what are you hoping audiences at Garden State Film Festival get out of watching Last Known Location?
You want to go first on that one?
So gosh, this was such an undertaking. Like I said, it took me years to actually write it. I just can't believe that we have this film. I want people to just walk away and just be moved. And I feel like they watched a good film, and that like maybe they didn't expect some things. I want them to be surprised.
Mm.
Yeah.
Danny, how about you?
Same thing. I mean, this film being like my first feature film that I directed, I there's a lot of emotions attached to this. It's been such a long time coming, and like I'm still like up until the last minute I was doing audio and color, and I'm still futzing with things in order to make it to the, you know, it's I'm such a perfectionist, so I'm always trying to like make things better, and like there's just recently we're watching part of it with the new sound, and I was doing on it, and you know, I'm sitting there getting teared up watching the last moments of the film, and like it hits you like, oh, we did this, like this is insane, and like it hits you, and it hit me, and I mean I've seen it I don't know how many times now because I've been editing it, so like there's still things that strike me, and just the fact that the sheer volume. And the scope of the project, and how we were able to do it with our core group of people, and how we were able to make this, you know, become an actual thing. And I hope people, same thing, see all the work that we put into it as a group of friends and filmmakers. And I really hope that some of the stuff that's in there sits with people, and they can think about it afterwards, and maybe want to see it again in order to maybe they missed a couple things. I'm sure there's going to be a couple of questions at the Q&A if there's a Q&A afterwards. I'm sure there's going to be some questions popping up about certain things. But yeah, I wish they just, you know, see a film, a thoughtful film that they are entertained, but also have certain things to talk about afterwards. So.
They definitely will. I already know it, just being in it. I'm so excited to see it, but I know it's going to be a lot to talk about after it. And obviously you're here with some other films this year. This is not the first time you guys have been at Garden State Film Festival. You were here last year. You've been here many times before. How do you feel about Garden State Film Festival, and why do you think it's so important that we keep going? It's a 22nd year. I mean, why do you love it, and what's so important about Garden State Film Festival to you guys?
You want to go first again?
Well,
or you want me to
you
go?
want to go? You go.
I'll jump in on it. So, I mean, since I think the arrangement being the first time we were introduced to Garden State Film Festival, I love the fact that I feel like they are truly for the filmmakers,
right?
You know, and I love the fact that they have this interview, you know, that we can do, and we can talk about our films, and they have so much to offer at the festival in terms of networking and meeting other filmmakers and really champion independent film. I mean, making a film is hard. Making a good film is even harder. So I mean, like, it's just and a lot of people put a lot of their time, money into their projects, and I think Garden State provides such a wonderful platform for filmmakers to show their work and to discuss their work and to hopefully inspire to do more work. So
couldn't agree more. Yes. Amy.
Oh, so great. I'm not sure I'm gonna have what I can say to top that, but I do feel like it's just every time we've been there, it does feel like just such an inspirational vibe. Like I feel like you go, and you know, either if you're at a screening or you're at an event, or like I know there was an interview thing that you did last year for Meatloaf and Pie.
Yeah,
and it's just great to be around that group of a group of people that are inspiring you. You know, everyone is there to support each other, and it just feels like a really wonderful place for artists to connect, show what they've done. And yeah, I do think that the Garden State Film Festival is incredibly supportive and nurturing space for artists to grow. So yeah, I'm so excited for this year, because this year we're we're going to be there the whole time, which is not something we've been able to do previously. So
yeah, you guys got a big Saturday, because I think everything's premiering Saturday. Let me tell everyone watching how they can see it. But I mean, I just want to say thank you both so much. I respect your work. I'm a huge fan of you guys, and I'm honored to be able to work with you guys. And I'm so honored to have Last on Location at this year and for audiences to see it. So thank you for making it. Thank you for continuing to put out good work and for trusting me to be in it. And yeah, thank you for taking time
come
out to
see
talk to me.
Sophia crush it in Last on Location.
Thank you. Because of them, like I said, never would have. First time I ever played a character like this, and it's because of you guys. It was a big first for me a lot during this film. So thank you. Yeah, guys, we could talk all day, but I'm totally over time. So let me tell you how you can see Last on Location. It will be screening Saturday, March 23rd, 2024. The film block starts at 9 p.m. at Asbury Hotel. Definitely come check it out. They also have the Woman in the Room at the festival as well. So look for that on the website. You can see where all these screenings are. Come get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. You can get tickets to all the screenings. You could also get a very popular Parkway Pass that'll get you in all the screenings. And like Danny and Amy mentioned, there will be plenty of events, parties, interviews with the filmmakers, Q&As after the films, lots of amazing things this year. So come check it out, all on the website, guys. Come meet these amazing filmmakers. And thank you guys again, and congratulations.
No, thank you, Sophia. Look forward to seeing everyone there and seeing you.
Yes, I'll see you guys at the festival.
All right. Bye.